The Motor City, the birthplace of Motown. Whatever you call it, Detroit is the city I call home. Busy streets, rowdy sports teams, rectangular deep dish pizza, what's not to love? But once I leave downtown, the city starts to change, and it's hard to ignore. I see how violence and tobacco impact my people every day, and I see how mental health still lives in the shadows, untreated and unheard. Everything I see ties back to systemic racism. Racism is a leading cause of poor health among Black Americans, causing stress, depression, chronic illness, and even premature death. It causes harm to our bodies and minds. I've lost people to violence and tobacco. I've seen friends struggle in silence. That's why I speak up. Because our lives depend on policymakers who listen. Political leaders often leave equity and intersectionality out when creating new policies. They don't consider our history or our other marginalized identities like age or sexual orientation to help achieve equal outcomes for all. I'm 19, but I know I have power. We all do. That's why coalition building is important to create change. Bring our stories together to make Detroit better.
In Michigan, nearly 17% of high school students currently use tobacco, with 14% of that being e-cigarettes or vapes. Over half of these students first tried vaping by age 13. Menthol cigarettes are still pushed hardest in Black communities. Tobacco companies target us because they know our pain. They sell relief in smoke form and count profits while our people struggle to breathe. Systematic racism shows up in what's sold on our corners and who suffers when addiction follows.
Detroit has some of the highest levels of childhood trauma in the country, but access to therapists or school counselors, that's rare, especially in predominantly Black schools. When we go through grief, anxiety, or depression, it's often written off as attitude or weakness, but we're carrying generations of trauma. We need healing spaces, not just punishment and silence. In 2022, Detroit reported over 300 non-fatal shootings involving young people. It's not just numbers. These are classmates, cousins, teammates. And what are the policy responses? More police, fewer community centers, not enough programs to stop the cycle. That's not safety, that's neglect. I've lost people to violence and tobacco. I've seen friends struggle in silence. That's why I speak up, because our lives depend on policymakers who listen.
Denise Ferrarazzo is Detroit's chief public health officer. She says launching the neighborhood wellness centers is a step toward equitable access to essential wellness services.
We're going beyond the walls of the health department, going into the community and providing wellness checks to our residents.
This isn't about blame, it's about responsibility, because we're not asking for handouts. We're asking for fairness, care, and the same shot everyone else gets. Change doesn't start from the top. It starts right here on these blocks, through our voices and through our truth. And now it's time to breathe something new. So let the spirit of Detroit flow through you.